Good morning, YouTube. It is May 11th. Right? Yeah, May 11th. Hope you guys are doing well. Let's just take a quick gander at the news. We see the British pound official bank rate came out as forecasted. And we have some big USD news that's supposed to be coming out in 10 minutes. Okay. Alright, let's get started going through. Let's start off with reviewing some trades. So this was a trade taken late last week at JPY. Ended up hitting profit. UJ trading last week ended up hitting profit. EURCAD, you can see, ended up coming down. EURNZD, that story, hit stop loss twice. You'll see what happened. So he came down. GAUD, we can see that possibly a better entry was at this second level down here, as opposed to this first level. So we were wrong about this initial entry. Didn't enter a second time down here. He has started to recover a little bit. EUROUSD, very close to hitting stop loss now. EURNZD, second entry. So the first one I think was up here at this level roughly. Ended up coming down and hitting stop loss. Second entry down here also hit stop loss. So that's a second loss on that guy. This is GU. This was an entry at the end of last week. Start of the week, looking for a rejection at the top of this trend line with some supportive resistance far enough to the left. I shit you not. That's like 3 or 5 pips away from stop loss. It didn't hit it, so exciting times. But we'll see. News can come out, drive the price up, and hit stop loss anyways. We're still holding out for that 2R trade. And then AUDCHF, same thing. Got into the trade on Monday, and he's sitting just above 1R. If you're curious what these little circles are, the circles just indicate 1R. So therefore, a hypothetical strategy of using risk management based on 1R. Not a strategy I use. It's a strategy I used to use, but not a strategy I use anymore. And I'll explain all that in a new video. Anyways, so let's get into viewing more of the trade. Alright. Again, this guy's kind of meandering in this sideways range. Can't say I see a whole lot. Either on a shorter time frame or higher time frame for a good opportunity. AUDCHF. Again, something similar, just kind of going in this sideways range. Has broken above this trend line, but stays below this level of resistance. Not looking for an entry. AUDJPY, not really looking for an entry. AUDNZD. I talked about this yesterday. He was trading in this sort of wedge pattern. Broke up with news, and just like everything with news yesterday, just a massive rejection. So whatever happened, the market overvalued the news that came out yesterday. And it, like many other things, had a huge rejection. I did not trade it. Definitely was looking to trade it. Those are two completely different things. Everybody's a millionaire on backtesting or saying what they could have done while trading. Let's try to avoid that. view. Coming up to the bottom of this trend line. Has this decent level of structure where he's had these few points of resistance, but I can't say I've seen much support at this level. Maybe once here. Could be a buy going up. I feel like we'll let it be. We'll let it be. If it dries up, it dries up. Maybe we can buy it right here on the break and retest. CADCHF continues to meander sideways in this little range here. Not much opportunity. Nothing. EURAUD. Can't say I'm seeing much. Maybe if he comes back up here. Maybe there's some opportunity in that trade if that happens. EURCAD. Not much here either. EURCHF. Can't say I see a whole lot. EURJ is broken underneath this shitty trend line. I say shitty because it just, you don't get a lot of value out of that trend line. You're just connecting two seemingly random spots. Generally speaking, you want to see like 3 or 4 connections on a trend line, not just, hey, look, a trend line. That's not a trend line. That's better. A real trend line would be something like that, where you're supporting multiple levels. All right. Not really gonna touch this guy. EURNZD got burned twice. Do I want to be burned a third time? Probably not. Again, we do have quite a bit of market structure here. We have multiple levels of support. My only issue is this. You have this continuous descending trend line. And let's just say it does bounce. Let's hypothetically look at this. Back on the 1 hour. If we were to get in a buy, say at market structure, place it below these lows, target 2 to 1. Yeah, I feel like because I specifically like to aim for a 2-hour trade, like, let's just forget the fact that news is coming out. This would be a terrible trade because news is coming out in the first place, and we don't have any inclination whether it's going to be good for the US or bad for the US dollar, so we'll just let that be. If you take profits along the way and you do move your stop to break even, then there could be an opportunity for price to bounce up. You moved your stop loss to break even, then you're in a risk-free trade. I'm not a huge fan of trading that way, so I prefer to just set it and forget it. I don't like to micromanage. I've done enough strategies, or I have a decent sample size of data that suggests micromanaging my strategy actually leads to worse profits in the long term. So that's part of the reason I don't do it. GBPNZD. Not much. Sorry, I'm ripping through this real quick just so I have a basic understanding what's happening before news hits. He did end up coming up. Right, yeah, he came up yesterday around this time on news and rejected at that level. So if you got in a short, you could have popped a nice 240 pips, maybe. Oh, there we go. Ah, man, they're shooting up. I'm guessing the news came out bad. Oh, let's see what happens. So again, just because you see something come out red or green doesn't instinctually mean price will go up or down. The market, shockingly, can be a bit more complex than that. There is a bit of deeper understanding. Register price, CPI. Okay. Let's continue on with our trades. Okay. Again, we were looking for possibly an opportunity to sell at this level, but he's kind of held sideways and has slowly started to climb up, so no point in getting into a sell just yet. Would want a pretty hefty rejection, turn into maybe a head and shoulders pattern to get into a sell. Let's see if we can scan through everything on the 5 minutes, see if there's any sort of shorter time frame entries. Again, AUDNZD is on this nice sort of drop. I'd want price to kind of pull back into a nice area of resistance to get into a sell. Luna. AUD is coming up off that level with news. CADCHF change sort of trading in this little range here. Can't say I'd necessarily want to buy or sell either way. Just gonna let them be. Not much there. It's going sideways. You know, kind of looking for something a little bit better than choppy price action. Want to see consistent higher lows, lower highs, or the opposite to see a good trending market. Want to see some sort of nice pattern, whether it be a wedge or some sort of triangle, descending or ascending. Want to see some levels of resistance or support forming. We'll review this all in another video. Eventually I'll upload about my cookie cutter strategy. Again, quick pump up at 515, jump back down. Yeah, I can't say I'm seeing a whole lot this morning. Not even anything to monitor. That's a little disappointing. Alright. Well, don't always get trades. That's okay. Better just to sit out of the market when you don't see some good opportunities than jump in. Oops. Supposed to be looking at the 5 minute on these guys. Looking at these guys on the 5 minutes, I mean to say. Alright. Jump down. EURCAD, EURNZD, EURU, yen, GU. Let's see. Okay, well, can't say I necessarily see any reason to keep it streaming. Like, I don't even have anything to monitor. No good setups in these 4 trades right now. Maybe I think I can update my stats. Yeah, Okay. Yeah, if you notice, I changed my premium stats. So the premium stats at the first couple of videos, they didn't include some of my trading from the last few months, and then I started to include those stats, and then I took them away again, just because I feel like it's unfair to say they were signal stats when they weren't necessarily part of the Telegram group, because I only started the Telegram group at the same time I started the YouTube channel. So that was a little bit of false advertising. Not to say I didn't take those trades and I didn't have those wins and those losses. I just should likely just include the stats from when I actually started the Telegram group and the YouTube channel. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. Thank you for checking everything out. Feel free to like and subscribe. I will be back again tomorrow at 5 a.m. and I'll update those stats for tomorrow. All right. Cheers. Have a good trading day.